I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This is our regular meeting of the Board of Trustees, Daniel Lone Independent School District. It's Monday, November 16, 2015. At this time, we'll call to order. Ask everybody if they would please stand. We have an invocation by Brother Tony, and after that, we have the pledge of allegiance.
Let's pray together. Father, we thank you for the night. Thank you for the privilege to be alive and to represent you in all that we do. And we just ask tonight that everything that goes on inside the walls of this building will bring honor and glory to you, so that you can place your favor and your blessing, Father, in a very powerful way on this entire district. We just thank you for the opportunity we have to influence lives every single day. And we pray again for your presence to be strong here tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I think we got some young students here that we're going to recognize, and I'm going to turn it over to Sandra at this time.
Okay, we'll start with our band students. And so, Mr. Bowie, if you'd like to tell us who you brought with you and tell us some of the band's accomplishments.
I will. Thank you, Ms. Quarles. Thank you, Board. Appreciate being able to be here to do this. I am so very proud to be able to be students sitting here, and some back here I will recognize this year achieving First Division Marching Band once again. 2 years in a row, making First Division at UIL, University Interplastic League Marching Competition. It's something that takes lots of hours, lots of hard work. And the students you're looking at, they're not scared by any means of putting in the work that's required. And I cannot tell you how proud I am of them. And I'd just like to recognize the one that were able to come tonight. Cassidy Watkins, our drum major. Now Cassidy is, stand up Cassidy. She's holding a trophy that we received last year. That's our marching First Division trophy last year. Autumn Eller, Autumn's holding our trophy received this year for First Division in marching. And Joanne Almazan, he's trombone. Where's Joanne's? Joanne's right here. By the way, Cassidy's our drum major. I believe I said that. Autumn Eller is she's on the color guard and plays French horn. Eric Johnson, he's our incredible tenor drum player, percussionist. Deandra Pendleton, I want to tell you something about this young lady. You talk about somebody coming into high school after 8th grade as a freshman this year and getting on board with getting up to where, now she moved from Mount Pleasant, right, last year, kind of close to the end of the year. And I'll be honest, Deandra was kind of a little bit behind. But I'm going to tell you what, this year at band camp, when we went to Kilgore College for a week, she told herself, I'm going to be a good clarinet player and I'm going to get to work. And she did. I am so proud of her. She has worked so hard to be one of our clarinet players. We only have 3 clarinets, but I'll tell you what, we got a good section. And I want to thank Andrew for that. Not just pointing her out, but all these students have worked so hard. Hope Driggers. Hope, stand up please, Hope. Hope is holding our First Division trophy we received last year at sight reading contest. And Hope is a trumpet player, and I want to tell you what, I'm so proud of Hope. Our trumpets have doubled in size, over doubled in size, and she's a heck of a strong player. Andrew Maddox. Andrew is our tenor sax player. He loves to play tenor, he loves to play bari, he loves to play alto, he just loves to play music. And he is holding, we went to area marching contest this year because this was our year to qualify for go to area to march at Stephen F. Austin State University, which of course was rained out, and they ended up having an indoor facility at Carthage High School. But that's the plaque they received for going to area marching contest. Ashlyn Sanders. Did Ashlyn come in? Okay, Ashlyn's another trumpet player, super hard worker. She's a freshman this year. Megan Cox. Where's Megan? Megan is our, again, an incredible saxophone player. And Kayla, okay, did Kayla Williams come in by any chance? I don't think it's the color guard instructor. I just wanted to recognize it. Kayla puts in a lot of hours and a lot of time with our color guard. So am I missing any students? Is that all of our students? Okay, wonderful. But again, I'm making this short. This is not a long thing here, but I just wanted to be able to show you what these students, and not just these students, but all the rest of the students in the band have accomplished. From first division at marching contest to concert sight reading contest, the all-region tryouts we do, solo ensemble we do. A lot of times, especially when the fall is over with, people don't think the band, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard before, they feel like, well, what does the band do when the football season's not going on? It never stops. We go all region, we go solo ensemble, we go spring concerts, we go concert sight reading. So we're all working, and again, I'm a very proud band director to be their teacher. And I want to thank y'all for allowing us to be here. Thank you, guys. I wish they were all here. I wish they were all here. Do we have a band mom or band? We have some band parents too. Would y'all please stand? Would y'all please stand? We can't do it without good band parents, of course. And I must add, we can't do it without good administrators. Would y'all please stand? Ms. Quarles. Thank y'all very much. Y'all, if y'all want to stay for the whole meeting, you're welcome to. You certainly don't have to. Y'all can sit these over here on the floor. DeAndre, you don't have to be the first one out, sweetheart.
Well, students, before y'all leave, I just want to say on behalf of the board, really appreciate what y'all doing. We appreciate y'all hard effort. We appreciate y'all representing the district, and want y'all to know that we believe in y'all. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Joanne, I need you to stay.
You get another. Thank you.
So at this time, we have another group of students we want to recognize, and Dr. Baker will be handing out these certificates. This is for community service.
Right. We had the Dansville Area Health Fair, and I've had students volunteer many times. I've never had the quality level that I had this year. And I think one of the things that we want to do as a school health advisory is let our kids know when they do good things. We hear a lot of negatives, and very seldom do we get an opportunity to say, way to go. And I want to take this time to present these certificates, and a copy of these for community service will be in your permanent record, so that when we go to look for scholarships in a few years, if I look and see one of these, that's going to remind me of this event. So, to Kayla Alexander. Nick Ayers. Tucker Bass. Yesenia Bravo. Madison Cox.
She's
Megan
in school.
Cox. One go, but I'll give it here in a minute. D. Hall. Blake Hughes. Bailey Sullivan. And Haley Sullivan. So I want to take one more second to say that if we have things we think needs to be improved in our school, volunteer. And I think our kids are off to a good start. And thank you for giving us this opportunity.
If y'all want to stay 3 or 4 hours, you're welcome. Or if you have something else you'd like to do.
Ms. Pearl, I saw some of these things.
Right.
Still got time for recognitions, presentation.
Recognition.
I'm just saying you got some more. We'll wait.
I think I'm right
Okay. All right, we'll move down to number 5, public forum. Okay. All right, we'll move into number 6, consider financial report for October 2015.
In the financial tab, we're going to draw your attention mainly to page 2. We have total revenue in the general fund of $975,000. That's year to date. Of course, most of our revenue starts coming in November. A lot came in, about $500,000 came in October, a little over $500,000. We had, so far year to date, we have $1.62 million in, or 682, sorry, in expenditures there. So we have a deficit of 707, but again, we'll make up some of that in the months to come. Through January, when most of revenue comes in for taxes. You have food service, total revenue there of $111,000. We've spent expenditures of $96,000. We have an excess of $14,000 year to date. We have the shared service agreement of total revenue of $47,000. Total expenditures of $90,000 there. Again, that'll be some from billing our partner school in that shared service arrangement, and we'll move some of our money to revenue by the end of the year, obviously. Interest in sinking, we have collected $59,000 so far in tax revenue. And again, we don't have any expenditures thus far this year. Those are paid out in February and August of next year. It brings us to a total revenue of $1.1 million and the total expenditures of all reported funds of $1.8 million. Our enrollment is 1032. I want to draw your attention. I made an error on the last report. Our total staff FTEs are actually 199. I had reported in the last month it was 207. That was incorrect. We got together with Ms. Quarles and Renee, and we counted those down. We did so. And that brought it down to 199. Any questions on that report?
So last time we had a 207, you say?
Yeah, in the September report, it was 207.
Okay.
Not knowing all the individuals yet, I overcounted.
Okay.
Some were not here any longer, so. I'm going to turn the page. All of these next pages are details of that previous page, and that's pages, I guess, 3 through 12 there. You can look through those, and if you have any questions, you can definitely ask me those. But those are all details of what you've seen on the first 2 pages. I'm going to draw your attention to page 13, which are future purchases greater than $10,000. Again, we're bringing these to you ahead of time, so we would be looking to make this purchase in the future. This is Morrison Supply Company, 12 HVAC units, and this is going to be $29,700 for those 12 units installed. There is a little bit of concern for the gas lines, I believe Ms. Quarles says, and this would correct that issue. They would fix those as well.
I thought we
Maybe not explicitly the gas lines, just the gas in the units.
The car or something.
I thought we budgeted for 24.
We did, but we got 12 at this time, and then there'll be 12 more to come.
You actually already bought one of them.
Pardon?
In one of the bills. We bought one for South earlier in the year.
I'm not sure that came out of this 12, though.
I don't think so, no, it's a line item. We got one for South and 2 for high school. Already.
Yes.
Any other questions about that? The next several pages are checks written over this last month. We did not pull any of those specifically out, but if you had any questions, you're welcome to ask those at this time. I filled it some questions from board members before, which is perfectly fine. I believe we addressed all of those, but if anybody else has any other concerns. If not, page 30 gives you first food service financial report. It gives you local revenue of 21,000, and then federal revenue of 89,527. We have payroll expenses of 57,000 and other expenses of 38. Makes our total revenue to total expenditures difference there, 14,739. The next two pages are investment reports. You can see the interest rates are really not going anywhere on any of these. Of course, most of what we have are on CDs. Our checking accounts draw the same interest month by month based on our depository contract. You can see that we have $4.2 million out of the general operating invested there in either a checking account, taxable account, or either one of those two CDs. Interest and sinking is comprised of $753,000. Some of it is in the checking account, about $26,000. The majority of it is in taxable A and B. And then we have a Texas Heritage National Bank of a CD there of $55,000. We have $10,000 remaining in that construction account, and that's held at the bank there. Any questions about any of that?
I make a motion we approve the financial report and approve spending $29,000 for the air conditioners.
Moved by
Jerry.
Sturman, second by Marie Skipper. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hands raised but one.
Well, no, I just got this question. Is the approval of the air conditioners on this item in the agenda?
Just an approval of the
Of the
check
budget.
because it's over $10,000.
Approval of
It's
expenditures
all right,
there.
they put that into the budget last year.
I'm just gonna err on the side of caution and not vote.
Okay, we got 6-4.
I know we need the air conditioner in a form, but I just got a problem with
Okay,
the agenda wording, so.
okay. All opposed, raise your right hand. All abstained,
Not voting.
not voting? Okay. 6-4, motion carries. Moving down to number 8. Administrative report, we start with superintendent. I'm sorry, we move back to number 7, consent items. A meeting for my regular meeting on October 19th, 2015.
Make a motion consent items be approved as presented.
And move by Mike Alcorn, second by Snyder. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hand raised, motion carries. Now we move down to number 8, administrative report, superintendent report.
Okay, on page 82, you have dates for the board. And one I'd like to add to that is Monday, December the 14th at 5:30 is the Lone Star Christmas Parade. Mr. Bowie had sent you an email about the Lone Star the day before. Okay, and I think they're asking you to line up at 5 at that parade. I didn't know exactly what day and time that would be when I printed this off. And something else that's not on this that I didn't know when I printed it off, of course, our playoff game for this Friday night, 7:30 in Lindale. The next page is our school safety certificate. We had, this comes from the state, from the Texas School Safety Center. We had a list of criteria to go through, and make sure that we had those things in place. And we took that same opportunity to go through and update our district crisis plan, which we'll ask you to approve in just a little bit. And also the schools, we went back through their campus safety plans and made sure that they were all in place. And so that's just the certificate that we got from the state on that.
What all does that concern?
It mainly has to do with evacuations, with our fire drills, with our lockouts, with our lockdowns. One of the major changes that was made in that is that we have now we have the same 4 commands at each campus, where in the past each campus had pretty much the same procedures, but they called them by different names. And we went to some training. Some of you might have gone to that, a lot of guys at Region 8 a year or so ago. But that was one of their recommendations, was to have the same 4 main commands all the way through the district, so that they learn it at West, and the wording doesn't change at South or junior high or high school. So it's basically the same thing all the way through. But this just has to do with those type of things at school.
It concerns fires too?
Yes.
Our fire system, who does our fire system notify if we have a fire? Who does it call, or who's?
You're probably talking about at South last week, they had a scare, and they called the administration building first, and then the fire department came.
Oh, the fire department did come?
It did.
Well, if there's nobody here though, who does it call then, notify that there's a fire in the building?
Well, they're gonna call the fire department. 911, that's what you call.
I mean, nobody's here though, like on a weekend or at night.
Oh,
We don't call nothing, our fire system doesn't.
well, not in this building because of the age of it. Now, junior high, they have a fire alarm system in the school. And so does high school. West has one that's a little outdated, but they do have one. But South does not have one. They've never had one.
I saw in the expenditures, therefore we pay a universal time for some fire alarm.
Right. Well, they come in, when the fire alarm system sends off those messages, we get maintenance to check it first, because we want to make sure that it's not just like a battery that needs to be changed, something that we can take care of. If we can't take care of it, we call them. If they can walk us through it, they will. If not, then they come and they work on it. And it seems like that happens every once in a while.
But if a fire alarm goes off and nobody's here, not anybody in the building, who does that go to? Who?
Does it auto dial the sheriff's office?
It auto dials 911 on the schools that have the automatic systems.
Okay.
Now, this wing has it. This wing does, because it was built in 2001.
It will call the sheriff's office in?
Yeah, that's when.
I guess it is dispatcher.
Yeah. And the county dispatches your 911 center.
None of our other schools, except junior high, they have one. Does it call the dispatcher or from junior high?
Well, I would assume, and the one in high school as well.
Okay, and West doesn't call anybody?
Well, West, theirs, they told us that there's not a whole lot more that they can do on theirs, that it's what it's about ready to be replaced.
But this school safety certificate didn't have anything?
This has more to do with the drills, like getting kids
Okay.
outside,
Yeah.
and with lockdowns, walkouts,
Okay.
evacuating the building, that type of thing.
I think that South needs to be commended because they did get everybody out of the building very quickly.
They did, they were out within about 3 minutes.
And the boss was out someplace else, so the program's in place.
I had half of them with me.
Good job.
And they do fire, they have to have a fire drill monthly. and when they have that drill, they don't always time it. And they have procedures in place, like the teachers know to take their roll out, so that once they get outside, they check roll. Once they get back in the building, they check roll again. So the fire drill, they have to do monthly, and they have to keep a record of it. The shelter, what we call shelter in place, which would be the tornado drills, they don't do those as often, they do those 2 to 3 times a year in the fall and in the spring.
Well, do we have any carbon monoxide detectors in these buildings?
All that I know of are the portable. I think we have a portable one down at maintenance, but none inside the buildings, none at all inside the buildings that I know of. Even the newer parts and the parts that have been renovated at the high school, I don't know of any detectors.
That could be a serious problem, right? Evidently, this school safety certificate didn't check any of that
They
either.
didn't mention
anything like that.
carbon monoxide. Yes,
Okay.
and the only other thing I have is a thank you note from Loretta Hill. It says it was appreciated more than words can say, and this is from the family of late Amanda Hill. This was her mother-in-law. That's all I have.
Any more questions before we move on? All right. We'll move down to number 9, action items. Move down to 9.1. Consider approval of out-of-state travel, Plainfield High School band.
Okay, we're requesting approval for an out-of-state trip for the band in June, and Mr. Bowie, you might want to give more details on that.
That was June 16, wasn't it? It said 15 here.
June 1st through 5th.
We had a booster meeting, but
It
before,
says 2015 right there.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, it would be 2016.
That's what I thought.
right.
If you hadn't already gone, you missed it.
Exactly. We had a meeting, a booster meeting right before I came to this meeting, and we had moved it back one day. Instead of leaving on the 1st, leaving on Tuesday, May the 31st, 2016, arriving back on Saturday, June the 4th. We would travel from Tuesday all night on a chartered bus, spend Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, spend 3 nights, and back on Saturday the 4th to Chicago. This would be completely financially paid for by the boosters and the band activity account. Yeah, basically, if you have questions for me, I'd be glad to answer anything.
Quick question.
Yes,
How many people are in the booster club?
4,
4.
and myself. Oh, no, 5, excuse me.
Is that day
Miss-
optional or negotiable?
Well, we did have another date, and it had to, and it moved, but this date is, well, when you ask me, is it optional? It's, the hotel is holding reservations right now for us. If we move it back any earlier, there's a big convention, they're sold out. This hotel is a Renaissance Hotel at O'Hare Airport. As a tour manager myself, when I used to work with Unique Travels and Tours.
So you're coming back on Saturday?
Yes, we'll be back on Saturday.
Mr. Bowie, what y'all be doing in Chicago?
Oh, lots of things. We've got, Chicago is a great city. I'm sure many of you have been there. There's a lot of things to see and do. Oh, it's my hand here. I'm just going to read you some of the activities that the kids get to do. Of course, at the hotel, we'll have a full buffet breakfast every morning just for our kids. It's really nice. Excursion to the Film Museum, which is a very, very wonderful museum, and also the Film Museum, including that, okay, excuse me, getting off level. Performance at the film, no. Excursion to the Shed Aquarium, that's pretty close to the Film Museum. It's a really nice aquarium. We're going to go to Lincoln Park Zoo. We're going to go to 360 Chicago, which was formerly called the Hancock Observatory. which is the second tallest building in Chicago. It's an observatory. You can 360 all the way around, look out. It's unbelievable. The kids will love that. We're going to do the Blue Man Group performance. If you've ever seen Blue Man Group, you'll know what that is. It's awesome performance. That's where they started there in Chicago on Halstead Street. We're going to go to either, I don't know yet, either if we can get this in the schedule, either Red Sox game or the Cubs game, who's ever in town. We're going to do a dinner cruise out on Lake Michigan, which the kids will love that. And we're going to do a meal at the Hard Rock Cafe. We'll eat at Gino's Edie's Pizza, which is if you go to Chicago, you got to have a pizza. And basically, of course, Navy Pier is a place that we go, and just sightseeing. But there's a lot of things we're going to be doing. And like I say, we go all night. There's no dead time. I mean, it's complete. We go here, we go here, we go here. It's going to be a lot of fun for the kids. A lot of fun for the kids. I personally have done many trips with many bands because, like I said, I worked with Unique Travels and Tours as a tour manager when I was also working for Express Industries Corporation, and I was their tour manager for lots of bands, Gilmore High School, Lindale, just all around Henderson. And I've done Chicago many times with large bands, New York City with large bands, and this is just one of those places that lots of bands like to travel to because of all the activities that they can do.
Who's the sponsors going with you?
Mr. and Miss Sutton and Mr. and Miss Cox. And we're looking at, if all the students can go, there's 34 students, and the Suttons, the Cox, myself, and my assistant band director, Bradley Lindsay.
Who's your charter company?
It is, I have the name of it right here. We could get a quote from Tri-City, but right now we've got, Unique Travels and Tours, it's on here. I can tell you the exact name of it if I can put my eyes on it. Escorts and well, I don't see it right here, but I can get you that information.
Where are they at?
I don't know, but I can get you that information too. It's a very good, reputable company. And once I sit down and I start reading through this again, I'll see it and I'll definitely give it to you.
And when you say it's all night trip, how many hours?
It's about 13 hours to Chicago.
And how many drivers are they planning on?
Well, they stop and they change drivers because the driver can only drive so many hours.
Right.
Right. And there's always a driver change.
All the transportation in Chicago will be done
By the motor coach, yes.
Okay.
Motor coach will take us everywhere we go.
All right, any more questions, Mr. Bowie? If not, I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Motion by Maurice Tiger.
I'll second.
Second, Mike Alcorn. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hand raised, motion carried.
I'm voting yes, but my vote, I need that charter company.
I'm going to give it to you before I leave tonight.
Okay. Mr. Bowie, I failed to tell you a while ago, I appreciate y'all effort at UIL.
Thank you, sir.
And the effort that y'all put forward. Thank you. All right. Move down to the next item, 9.2, consider approval of emergency operation plan.
Okay, this is a template that comes from the state, and y'all had actually approved an emergency operations plan several years ago, probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, and so we were basically just updating that plan. And TJ took somewhat of the lead in that. Do you have any comments that you want to make about that, TJ?
Oh, really the only, what we updated in here is going to be, we had to put an incident command into the emergency operations. We did update and put that. Also, we updated all the district maps as well as any pipelines that are located close to the schools. That's one of the things that we had to update. And then also, it has all of last year's safety audits, and as soon as we get the updated safety audits, they will be placed in here as well. And then in the back of it, it's got all of the campus safety, all of our that we operate each campus on. It's all in the back also. That was it. Those are all the highlights that I needed to address.
More questions on the emergency operation plan? Motion by Jim Snyder. Second by Marie Skipper. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hand raised. Motion carries. Move down to 9.3. Consider adopting a resolution of votes cast to elect director for the Titus County Appraisal District for the year 2016-2017.
Okay, George, on 933, we have the name of the candidates. You need to decide how you want to divide up your votes. One of the ones that we had actually nominated last time that was already on that board, David Smith, he withdrew his name. And Chuck Barkow, they put in the place of him. And I did get a recommendation from the superintendent in Mount Pleasant for him. I don't know any of these, and I think maybe some of you knew some of them.
I talked to Ms. Hall, Geraldine Hall, and she said the same thing, that the school district was supporting Chuck Marco. And for that reason, I make a motion that we nominate all the remaining incumbents. Mr. Smith is no longer there, and add Mr. Marco.
And you'll need to decide how many votes you want to put on each one.
Mr. McGill, he's not currently on the board, is he?
He's secretary.
He is currently on the board? Right. Okay. I knew that's the one that South ISD submitted his name.
Thank you.
I'll include in there that we divide our votes equally among the 5 candidates.
Does Jerry, for the record, go ahead and name the candidate you're talking about.
Okay,
That'll
Mr.
mean
Barco.
that 3 of them will have 90 votes and 2 of them will have 91, so.
David Gratter,
Okay.
Mr. McGill,
Okay.
Mr. Parr,
Okay.
and Mr. Reynolds.
Okay.
And you said we have 3 of them that'll have
We have
1
3
extra
with
vote.
90 and 2 with 91.
The 3 with, I don't know, the 3 with 90 would be Mr. McGill, Mr. Parr, and Mr. Reynolds. And 91, Mr. Barkow and Mr. Gratter, unless anybody has a different distribution.
Been recommended that Walker 91, Ryder 92, McGill 90, Parr 90, and Reynolds 90.
I'll correct you, Gratter should be 91, I believe, isn't that right? You said 2 of them had 91.
91 Ryder.
And then 3 of them had 90.
Then moved by Jerry Sturman. Need a second? Second by Jim Snyder. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hand raised, motion carried. Ronnie, you got that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, move down to 9.4. Consider adoption of resolution, vote for candidates for Morris County Appraisal District Board of Directors.
So likewise, on page 942, you have the nominees. There's one correction, and I believe Ron put the corrected sheet at your places. In your book, it says Sandra Sandy Davis. Should read Sandra Sandy Duke. And just give you a sheet that corrects that. You have 2013 votes, so you'll need to decide how to divide up the votes for those candidates.
I make a motion that we divide our votes among each of the members here. That would be 287 votes, and then each member cast it to the people or group of people that they want to. So each member would cast 287 votes, and I would leave the extra 4 to the president to decide.
That was 287.
If you divide it equally, each member here would get 287 votes to use however they wanted to.
It's been motioned. Do I need a second? Motion failed for lack of second. Need another motion?
I make a motion we split our votes as following. Kenneth McAllen, 503. Gene Garner, 503. Danny Lilly, 503. Scott Paulin, 504. For a total of 2013.
Okay. One more time on your motion, Mike.
Kenneth McAllen, 503. Gene Garner, 503. Danny Lilly, 503. Scott Paulin, 504.
A motion by Mike Alcorn. Need a second?
Second.
Second by Miguel Lawson. All in favor, raise your right hand. You got 6-4. All opposed, raise your right hand. One against. Motion carries. Next item, we move down to 9.5. Consider approval of corrections to section 2, school meals/wellness policy.
You'll remember that at the last board meeting, you approved the wellness policy for the school as well as on 952. We made 2 corrections. The first one, we changed, it says ensure that half of the served grains are whole grains. It should read ensure that all grains are whole grain. And then the second correction had to do with, we struck out everything that's in red and instead replaced it with what you see in yellow there, which is just less restrictive. It still abides by the law, what we have to have, but it's just less restrictive. Linda, do you want to say anything about that?
Well, while we need it to be less constrictive, is we need to make sure that we're going by the Smart Snacks guidelines. If you put too much in there, then when they go to reading it, they could catch us on a little item where we would rather than just take a look at the whole item. Because I'm not sure who's doing what in other areas of the school, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so I just said we'll do it by the Smart Snacks guidelines.
I make a motion we make the change as submitted.
Motion by Jerry Sturman, second by Mike Alcorn. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hand raised, motion carries. 9.6, consider adopting a resolution authorizing the resale of tax foreclosed property.
Okay, read through that. Our tax attorneys are advising that we take that bid of $7,500. The house is located on, it's 401 Jenkins Street.
I can give some background on that if you'd like.
Pardon?
I said I can speak to that if you'd like.
Please do.
Good evening, my name is Joshua Neal. I'm with the Line Barber Law Firm. We collect the delinquent taxes for your school district. This particular situation I'm here to address tonight, just kind of give you some background information on it so that you can either approve or deny the bid, based on that. With this particular property, it is a house here in Dangerfield, 401 Jenkins, I believe. We filed suit on the property owners that were delinquent on their taxes. We took a judgment on that, in that suit, and then we put that property in a tax sale. At the time of the first tax sale, there were no bids received, so we struck it off, deeded it in trust to the taxing entities. At the time of the second sale, we were putting it back up for resale for the value of $7,500. We do it as a percentage of the appraised value at the time to try to, bring in buyers. Before we were able to take it to a sale, a gentleman approached us and told us that he was living in the property, he was still paying the previous owner's rent, and had been since, I believe, 2008, and had no idea that we had even filed suit, that we had, taken judgment, or that, the property was now in trust to the counties. I spoke with our attorneys that handle Morris County here. Patrick Woods is the and we agreed that the easiest way to resolve the situation, the quickest way to remove any liability that the school district and the other taxing entities might have was to allow him to submit a sealed bid. That's not how we typically do things. Typically, we put them back up for resale. That's why you may never have seen this before. But this is a way we can do it. That will remove the liability as quick as possible, and it will get the property back on the tax roll for the next year, for 2016. Because our next sale won't be until February. If anyone wants to buy it there, it would have to be 2017 before it was back on the tax roll. So he submitted this bid, and I think that's everything. An addendum to that, the City of Dangerfield and Morris County both approved the bid. So, if there are any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
After we approve the resolution, he is now the property owner?
He would, yes, we would deed that property to his name.
And maybe I misunderstood. It won't come up to rebid next year. Is that correct?
If we were to go the other route and do the sale or completion, it would have to be February before we could get it back into that sale. Because of the deadlines, we would have to meet with publication and things like that. So once we found out about this, we wanted to remove liability as quickly as possible, and we wanted to get it back on the tax roll. And we kind of felt like the guy got short end of the stick paying rent for all those years and property getting foreclosed out from under it. So.
Didn't mean to overlook you.
Oh, that's okay.
We have any more questions for him?
Yeah. Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the resale of tax foreclosed property at 401 Jenkins in Dangerfield.
Moved by Miguel, second by Marie Skipper. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hands raised, motion carries. At this time, we'll ask y'all to excuse me, we'll go into closed session. All right, we're back in open session. Time is 7:02. During our closed session, we talked about accepting resignation of personnel. At this time, I need a motion.
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Mary Davis.
Second. Been moved by Mike Alcorn, second by Miguel Lawson. All in favor, raise your right hand. All All hand raised, step 1, 6, 4.
Abstain.
All abstain, raise your right hand. 1 abstain.
I make a motion to accept that resignation of Ashley Edwards.
Second. Moved by Mike Alcorn, second by Gail Lawson. All in favor, raise your right hand. All hand raised, motion carries. At this time, we move down to future topics.
The only thing I have, I believe Rhonda has spoken to each one of you to see if it would be okay with you if we moved December regular board meeting to Monday, December the 14th. So the 21st is actually into the Christmas holidays. So, we'll plan on December the 14th. And it's all we have for that.
Okay. Move down to number 14. Adjourn. Need a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Miguel, second. Mike, all in favor, stand. Motion carries.
Adjourn.
Do not deny it.